copper and zinc is alloy. So here copper is also pure metal, zinc is also pure metal, but mixture of them form brass, that is alloy. I hope you understand. Now, next related term is impurity. When element A is present in element B unintentionally, it becomes the impurity. Now I'll give one common example. Take the example of sulfur. Am I audible? Take the example of sulfur. Sulfur is usually treated as an impurity in the steel. So we don't want more sulfur in the steel. Otherwise it will deteriorate the properties. But sometimes, or as per the requirement, we are adding sulfur into iron, that is steel. So when we add sulfur and phosphorus in small quantity, maybe less than 0.5%, it improves the machinability of low carbon steel so that you can make it cut easily, free cutting, easy cutting. The steel whose machinability is increased by addition of small quantity of sulfur, such steels are called as free cutting steels. Okay. So this is example I told. Now if we don't want sulfur and it is present unintentionally, we will treat as a impurity. But when we add same sulfur intentionally, we will treat that sulfur as a alloying element. Remember this difference. Okay. Now I have given intentionally example of copper and zinc. Earlier case steel cast iron, when I was telling, there I told Fe is iron and C carbon is alloying element. Okay. So iron and carbon mixture forms two alloys. First is steel and second is cast iron. Again, there are number of types of steels and cast irons and so on that we are going to study in next bits. Okay. I hope you better understand this second slide. Whether third slide is visible? Okay. So types of cooling curves. Usually there are four types of cooling curves are there in the syllabus. Pure metal, binary solid solution, binary eutectic alloy, and binary of eutectic alloy. I will explain the meaning of all the terms. One thing you remember, whatever vocabulary you have till today, subject metallurgy will add few new words in your vocabulary. For example, I just pronounced the word eutectic. This is newly added in your vocabulary. Okay, and in this way new words will go on adding, and you have to remember. Now all these four cooling curves are studied with the help of Gibbs phase rule. In subject chemistry, first year, you have studied this. P plus F. Actually, some of your students, those who were in first year 2 years back, I maybe know one or two. Some names I am observing here. Rohit Vidate is there. Rohit Vidate is not in. Rohit Vidate. Then Rhythm Parmar is there. Rhythm. Yes, I know that. So few actually, unfortunately, all of us don't have face-to-face interaction. But few of you just I'm knowing from first year during admission process. That's why I have taken these 2 3 names. Others don't bother. Once we'll come in, you will come in class. We'll be familiar with each other. Okay, don't worry. All are my friends. Just I'm checking. Hmm? Now Gibbs phase rule. Rhythm now answer. Gibbs phase rule. What is your understanding? Slide is in front of you. Tell. Hmm. Answer it. Okay, you read it as it is. Okay, very good. Thank you. Please mute yourself. This formula you are familiar in first year. P plus F equal to C plus 2. Now, eh, earlier examination 2-3 times, there was a MCQ. Following is a formula of Gibbs space rule. And this formula was not given in so simple way. So instead of giving P plus F is equal to C plus 2, it was given P minus C equal to 2 minus F. One and same. You have to understand this. So which one is correct? P plus F is equal to C plus 2. If you rearrange anywhere, that formula remains same. Okay. Now, there are a number of phases. There are degree of freedom. I will tell the meaning with illustration in next slide. C is number of component. Now I will explain you C. If there is a pure metal, only one element is present. So C equal to 1 in that formula. But if there is a alloy of two elements, then C becomes 2 components. If the alloy of 3 element, C becomes 3. Are you getting my point? Now, this 2 which is written after C represents two variables, pressure and temperature. Now you know that friends, in all the systems, this pressure and temperature are very important parameters. Okay. But you know, you have also studied we are considering pressure at 1 atmosphere. That's why this formula defined by Gibb, we are nothing to do with this Gibb photograph, etc. Just for your information I have given. We are not supposed to write the history there. We are just dealing with this formula. So this P plus F equal to C plus 2 is modified to P plus F equal to C plus 1, because instead of two variables, we have taken only one variable as a temperature, being pressure as a constant. Okay. Now we are going to apply this Gibbs phase rule to these 4 cooling curves for calculating F. F is unknown. F is a degree of freedom. Means how many times you can vary. So how many times you can vary temperature? How many times you can vary concentration? So that degree of freedom will be calculated. Am I audible? Let us go to next slide. One minute, this slide is not moving. One minute. Network issue. Whether slide is visible? Now see this slide, cooling curve for pure metal. Okay. Look at the figure carefully. I am moving the cursor. Temperature versus time. Let us take one pure metal. Pure metal means only one element. So here, if you see liquid phase, then here is a freezing point, and then this is a solid phase. I hope you are observing cursor. What is this? Let us take example of one any element A, which is pure metal, whose melting point is 1000 degrees Celsius. So you have it in solid in at room temperature. So if you go on heating it, temperature go on increasing, just at 1000. As soon as you cross it, all solid becomes liquid. Thereafter 1000 to 1200, 1300, 1400, liquid remains liquid. It go on just boiling. Okay. Now let us take reverse way. You have the liquid metal at 1500 degrees Celsius, whose freezing point is 1000. Now I am not using word melting because you are coming from liquid to solid. That's why the terminology is freezing point. So whose freezing point is 1000. You are at 1500 suppose. You will drop the temperature to 1300, 1200, 1100, 1050. Still it is a liquid. If it is 1001 degrees Celsius, still it is liquid. As soon as you reach to 1000, what will happen? See this figure, formation of nuclei. This second yellow beaker, just check. 3 dots are shown. That is formation of solid nuclei from the liquid metal. As soon as you reach to freezing point, the solidification start and liquid will start converting into solid. Now see the straight line. Freezing point, straight line means, what is meaning of straight line? Somebody answer. Abhinay. Hello. Just look at the figure, all of you. Meaning of correct. Absolutely correct. Omkar is correct. So straight line indicates same temperature. There is no drop of temperature below 1000. 1000 is just example. Don't stuck up with that. So at constant temperature, if you see the third figure, red grains are shown, three grains. That 3 dots are converted into this bigger size, means growth of the grain. That is dendrite or grain. I will explain the meaning, what is meaning of dendrite at the end. So I want to say, at same temperature, solidification continues without dropping the temperature, liquid converted into solid. If you see the left hand side, that is start of this 3 dot. Straight line horizontal gives solid, and just below that point, if you see 3 grains of solid metals, all liquid at 1000 degrees Celsius converted into all solid at same temperature. But what is variable? See the abscissa. Abscissa means x-axis. X-axis, time. So abscissa means time. So from left hand side to right hand side, you are moving only at the same temperature and phase changes to liquid to solid. That's why I made one bold statement here with the help of red color. Pure metal solidify at constant temperature. It is written here just below the cursor. Pure metal solidifies at constant temperature. Now, in examination, some question may be asked, explain the solidification of pure metal. So you can explain this with these figures. But when it will be asked, draw the cooling curve for pure metal and apply Gibbs phase rule. It will be asked for 5 marks or 4 marks. So in that case, this right hand side, the same figure I have drawn, just only I have deleted these beakers, etc. And this little curvature which is shown, I made a straight line. Actually, it is a straight line. Our main focus is this horizontal straight line. You have to concentrate on it. So if you start from upper point to second point on the freezing point line, all straight line shows liquid phase. It is given in left hand side figure. Straight line, horizontal line shows liquid plus solid. Am I correct? Because from left hand side to right hand side, when you are moving in that or on that horizontal line, amount of liquid go on decreasing and amount of solid go on increasing. Here, this line, see the figure. At this point, amount of liquid is 100%, and when you are moving to right side, amount of solid go on increasing, and at end point, amount of liquid is 0, amount of solid is 100. So at constant temperature, liquid converted into solid. Now, how to apply Gibbs phase rule? Let us see in the next slide. I hope you might have drawn this right hand side figure, because I have to take reference of this figure while putting the values in the formula. Apply Gibbs phase rule to pure metal. This you have to solve in exam. So I hope you will write in your notebook or paper. It will take less than or 2 seconds are required. Apply Gibbs phase rule to pure metal. So how to start? You have to first write the formula. We know that Gibbs phase rule equal to P plus F equal to C plus 1. Then make square bracket and considering constant pressure. We need not write C plus 2. It is implied that we have considered it as a pressure constant. I have written for phase 1, for phase 2 and for phase 3. Where are these phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3? If you have written or if you have drawn on notebook, see the figure. The first inclined line is phase 1, which is liquid phase. Second line is horizontal, that is L plus S, because liquid is converted into solid. It is in process. That's why there are 2 phases. Liquid some quantity, solid some quantity. And third line, again inclined downwards, that is pure solid phase. I will show it once again to you. See the figure. See the cursor to right hand side figure. This is first phase. This horizontal line is second phase. And this is third phase. So here is a pure liquid. Here is a pure solid. And in between L plus S. So 2 phases are there. Now accordingly put the values of P, C to calculate F. For phase 1, P is 1. Am I correct? F we have to calculate. And C I put 1. Who will tell why C is equal to 1? Vidhate. Tell. Why C is 1? Rohit. Not audible. Abhinay. Correct. 100% correct. Because pure metal means 1 element only. That's why C equal to 1. So phase is also 1. 1 plus F equal to 1 plus 1. Hence F equal to 1. The meaning is you have 1 degree of freedom. Means you have freedom to change temperature in that line. Check the figure. If you move from this point to this point, first inclined line I am telling, if you move from 1001 degree Celsius to 1500 degree Celsius, temperature is varying, but liquidly means liquid. Means you have one freedom. You can change the temperature without changing liquid phase in the system. This is the statement. I repeat, you can write down. We can change temperature without changing liquid phase in the system. You have one freedom, degree of freedom. Okay. Go to second phase. Phase 2, that is horizontal line. Here I put P equal to 2. Already I told in that horizontal line there is a L plus S. Liquid is one phase, solid is another phase, because liquid is converting in solid. That is transition phase. So that's why we have to write P equal to 2. Right hand side will remain same. Why? Because in system component is 1. That's why C equal to 1. Ultimately F becomes 0. What is name of that system? Is invariant. You have 0 degrees of freedom. You don't have any freedom. If you try to change, the phases will change. For example, just go to figure. See this horizontal line. So you have 0 degree of freedom. If you try to increase the temperature above that horizontal line, L plus S will be disturbed. It will no more remain L plus S. We want to maintain L plus S. If you want to maintain L plus S for pure metal, temperature should be constant. If you increase it, L plus S is converted into 100% L. If you decrease it, L plus S is converted into 100% solid. Means you can't increase or decrease anything. Means you don't have freedom. That's why F is equal to 0. You have 0 degrees of freedom. Phase 3. P, again P equal to 1 because it is pure solid. This phase 3 is similar to phase 1. In phase 1, P was 1 for liquid phase. In phase 3, P is 1 for solid phase. F we have to calculate equal to C is again 1. 1 plus 1. F equal to 1. Again univariant. The statement is temperature can be varied without changing solid phase in the system. Means you move from top to bottom in that solidus line. Solid remains solid and you have freedom of changing temperature. Means for example 999 also solid, 800 also solid, 500 also solid. Okay. Similarly in phase 1, 1001 is also liquid, 1200 is also liquid, 1300 is also liquid. But in middle phase, that is your horizontal line, you have 0 freedom. Liquid plus solid phase will be changed if you will change the temperature in the system. For example, at 1000 L plus S, at 1001 pure L, at 999 pure S. Understood? This is all about cooling curve for pure metal and application of Gibbs phase rule. I hope you have noted it down. Am I audible? Now 10 minutes are remaining. We'll take this solid solution because there are 4 out of 4 will not be covered today. In tomorrow's class, 3rd and 4th will be covered. The second type will be covered in next 10 minutes. So you can ready with your pen and paper. See, what is difference in the figure of pure metal and binary solid solution? Binary means 2. So before I go to next formula, Now only you remember, binary means 2 means C equal to, answer, C equal to, correct. What is meaning of solid solution? That will be in the end part of chapter. So it is alloy. Solid solution is alloy, where solute gets completely dissolved into solvent. Now, intentionally, I have written the answers for your better understanding. See, A, B, C, D. These are the 4 points. If you see BC line, which was horizontal for pure metal, and now it is inclined. The meaning is that if you start from D, D is pure solid. You go on heating, go on heating, go on heating. If you reach up to C point, melting start. I hope you are getting from the figure. See the temperature ordinate axis. Ordinate means y-axis. You are go on heating from D to C. Solid remains solid. But as soon as you cross temperature at C, the melting start. But same case was for pure metal also. Melting starts at C and finishes at B, and temperature BC remains same. But this is not the case here. Suppose, take example, this is 1000 degrees Celsius. So 100% solid converted into 99% solid and 1% liquid after C. Again you go on moving on this line, 2% liquid, 3% liquid, 4%, 40%, 60%, 80%. As soon as you go on reaching towards the B, quantity of liquid go on increasing and solid go on decreasing. At point B, last solid melts, means 99% liquid and 1% solid at B. As soon as you cross B, 100% liquid. So what is difference between this cooling curve and previous cooling curve? Pure metal solidifies at constant temperature, but alloys have varying melting points. Different means melting starts at one temperature. Hello? Hello? Am I audible? Melting starts at one temperature and finishes at other temperature. This is difference for alloy and pure metal. Hello? This is difference for alloy and pure metal. So melting starts at one temperature and finishes at other temperature. Whereas for pure metal, melting starts at same temperature and finishes at same temperature. So you have calculated F equal to 2, 1, 2. How it is calculated? Just remember this figure. I will go to next slide. Gibbs phase rule to binary solid solution. P plus F equal to C plus 1. Immediately start writing in the notebook for phase 1. Phase 1 is A to B. So number of phases are 1. Only liquid. 1 plus F. Now everywhere C is written 2 because there are 2 elements. Earlier there was only 1 element. So 1 plus F equal to 2 plus 1. So F equal to 2. Bivariant. What is meaning of bivariant? Means temperature as well as concentration can be changed without changing liquid phase in the system. Phase 1 is liquid. You can keep liquid as it is and you have freedom to change concentration and change temperature. Liquid will remain liquid. It will not disturb. Same case for phase 2. Inclined line. BC is inclined line. I will go back for few seconds for your understanding. We have written F equal to 2 here for AB, that is phase 1. BC is phase 2. There is an inclined line. L plus S means number of phases are 2. So above B, 100% liquid. Below C, 100% solid. Between B and C, liquid plus solid. As you move from B to C, amount of solid go on increasing. As you move from C to B, amount of liquid go on increasing. It is univariant system because P equal to 2, C equal to 2, hence F equal to 1. Means temperature or concentration. Out of 2, only one freedom you have. If you have freedom of temperature, then you vary the temperature from B to C. L plus S remains L plus S. It will not become pure L or it will not become pure S. One freedom. Same case is for phase 3. Now there is a pure solid. That's why P equal to 1 plus F equal to C, that is 2, 2 plus 1. F equal to 2, same case as like phase 1. You have two freedoms. You can vary temperature, you can vary concentration without changing solid phase in the system. If you play between C and D, any temperature you vary, solid remains solid. Okay. So this is the difference between application of gives phase rule for pure metal and binary solid solution. So friends, we have to stop now because only 2 minutes are remaining. Next teacher will join in next 2 minutes. You can don't exit now. Let me finish. In next class, we are going to study application of Gibbs phase rule to eutectic alloy and off-eutectic alloy. So all of you are requested to make practice of this whatever I taught today. I have recorded this lecture on screen recorder. So your number of students present, just I am scrolling so that everybody's name will be marked as attendance. Only 46 students are present. Remaining students, your friends, please convey the message that regular classes has started. Okay. So I will conclude in 1 minute. In today's class, we have studied classification of metallic material, steel and cast iron. Steel is classified into further plain carbon steel, alloy steel. Cast iron is classified gray cast iron, white cast iron. So now percentage of carbon in steel is maximum 2. Percentage of carbon in cast iron is 2 to 6.67. Okay. Then we have studied, I have explained you meaning of alloy and impurity. Then Gibbs phase rule, and then how pure metal solidifies, and this application of Gibbs phase rule to pure metal and solid solution. Thank you friends. Thank you very much. Please join next lecture. Thank you.